Example 2. Antonio wanted to travel by boat from Italy to Greece to see his cousin. The water level at their destination reaches a maximum depth of 20 meters. And this happens at 2 a.m. The lowest depth of 8 meters, and that happens at 8 a.m., so 6 hours later. The boat he is traveling on needs 15 meters of water to dock safely. So first here we have to make a graph of the water level. So I'm going to start here by maybe making some labels. So along here we've got our time. And I will go up maybe by ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 a.m. So we really only need 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. And let's take a look here. We'll add some more to that in a moment, but then we have 20 meters. So I probably have to go up by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, so we know at 2 a.m., so down here we have 2 a.m., we're going to go all the way up to 20 meters. And then it says at 8 a.m., we're going to go to, 8 meters? I have to just see here. Yeah, 8 meters at 8 a.m. So that's our max, and this is our min. In fact, I'm going to erase the 10, and I'm just going to put the 8, just to indicate that that's our minimum, and our max is 20. And that takes 6 hours. So I'm going to count another 6. So 9, 10, 11, noon, 1, 2. So here we are. This is at 14, or 2 p.m. I'll write p.m. And in that time, we are going to go all the way back up. So our maximum to our minimum, we went for 6 hours and we dropped all the way down. And so now we're going to take 6 hours to go all the way back up. I'm going to add some midpoints here. So I'm just changing the pen here. So let's see. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So at 5 a.m., we're going to be in the middle. So the middle between 8 and 20. Well, that total gap is 12. So half of that gap will be 6. So we're going to go up 8, 2, 4, 6. So I'm going to do a middle line here. So that's my middle line. And 8, we go up by 6, so that's 14. So at 5 a.m., we are going to be on this middle line. And here, 1, 2, 3, we're also going to be on that middle line. That time is going to be 3 hours later, because the total is 6 hours to go from minimum to maximum. So half of that, 9, 10, 11. So this is at 11 a.m. And we can actually keep going here. We can, I'll just switch here. And let's see, it's 2 p.m., 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm adding a few more here. 2 p.m., so we can add 3 hours. And that should bring us to the middle. So 5 p.m., add 3 hours. 8 p.m., add 3 hours. 11 p.m., and then it looks like we're back here at 2 a.m. the next day. So let's see, we're going to go in the middle and then the bottom. I didn't actually draw a bottom line. I like to typically do that. So I'm going to do that here, and a top line. So here I am in the middle, and then the next mark will be down here, and then back up to the middle, and then back to the top, and then back 3 hours to the middle. I didn't even label that. And we should have a graph here. It's kind of hard to draw with this pen. And just keep going and keep going. So there we have it. So our amplitude is this gap in between. So our amplitude is going to be 6 hours. Our vertical displacement, which is our D, that is going to be 14. That's our midline. And our period, that will help us find B. So our period is from top to top. So they told us that it takes 6 hours to go from top to bottom. from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. and we're going to double that to go then from bottom back to top. So a total of 12 hours, and just make sure that's 2 to 2. So that's taking us 12 hours. That's our period. So then we're going to have our b value is 2 pi divided by our period, 2 pi divided by the 12, which can be reduced to pi over 6. So we have our a, we have our b, and we have our d. Our phase shift, well, that's going to depend. So the next part after we've graphed this is to derive the sine and cosine equation. So again, my a is 6. My b, I just calculated, was pi over 6. My c depends. And my d is 14. So it says derive one sine and one cosine. I actually like to do all of them. The 2 sines and 2 cosines. So it always starts with our amplitude. In this case, that's 6. And it's going to be sine. And then we'll do a -6 for our negative sine. And then cos. And then -6 for our negative cos. And then my b value, which is pi over 6. And then we've got our phase shift. So we're going to have to add and subtract. I wonder if I can move these. I'll move them over. Here we go. And we should do our vertical displacement, our d, which is the plus 14. And so now we can do our 4 equations out positive sign. So let's take, I'm going to change to maybe green or something here. So sine, typically, a positive sign, will start in the middle and head up. And so I see that around here. So that looks like a shift of, I have to go all the way over to here, and that's a shift of 11. So for sine, I'm going to have to go 11 to the right in order to line up. Now negative sign starts on the midline on the axis and heads down, and that is right there. So that's going to be a jump of, looks like 5 to the right, -5. And cosine starts at the top and heads down, so it's going to look like this, which is right here. It's really, really close. It's only a jump of 2 to the right. So for cosine, I'm going to go 2 to the right. And then for negative cosine, sorry, where am I here? Negative cosine. Okay. Let's take a look. That would be at the bottom and heads up. And I see that happening right here. So that's a jump of 8 to the right. So -8. And there is our 4 equations. It only asks us for 2, but I ended up doing all 4. Now there are a couple questions here. It says, is it safe for Antonio to arrive at 6 a.m.? So I'm looking at the question, and it says that they need 15 meters of water to dock safely. So I want to know how much water, how deep is this water at whatever the time was. They said 6 a.m. So let's take a look. This is, I'm just erasing a little bit here. So this is 5 a.m. So it's 6 a.m. right here. So now we're at 6 a.m. I'm going to go up to my graph and see here what time that is. So these go up by 2s, so it's not quite 10, so maybe around 9. So this looks like 9, and this was our height. This is in meters. So is it safe? Well, we're at around 9 meters, and we need 15. So we are not safe. So we can check a different time. We can check here, D, is it safe at 1 p.m.? So I'm going to go over here to 1 p.m. This is 2. Let's just erase this and put 1. So this is 1 p.m. And I'll just go up on the graph and see what the height is. So I'm going to go all the way up here and go all the way over. So it looks like, again, they go up by 2, so it looks like it's around 19 meters. So I have 19 meters of water. I only need 15, so yes, it is safe. So my graph got a little bit erased here, but that is everything.